Hi, I'm Helen Yancy and I have a passion for portraits. Today I want to show you a quick and easy way to use the wonderful new Painter 12 to paint hair. We've started with our original over here and I have cloned it, not quick clone but straight clone. I'm not going to use tracing paper for this one, but I like to use a clone so that if I choose to, I can use clone color, and that is a quick and easy way to get things done. I don't always do it, but I'm going to do it this time. I always like to see my original over here. And that's why I show it. You don't have to show it, it's going to be there anyway, but I like to see it. The brush I'm going to choose first is, and you'll see my brushes here in this little custom palette, and by the way, it's very easy to do that in Painter 12. All you need to do is hold down your shift key, grab a brush from your brush selector up here and drag it out, and then you can make a custom palette. The brush I've chosen to start with is wet acrylic in the acrylics category. And I'm going to click on clone color. You see over here in my color wheel palette, if I click on this little stamp, that means I'm going to be working with clone color. And now I don't have to worry about color, I only have to worry about painting. And I'm going to simply paint right where the hair flows. Follow the flow of the hair. All I want to do at this point in time is get some strokes in there, some paint, and get rid of the look of the photograph. And that's really, really important to me. I am a photographer and I am a painter. I sell both things. I sell freehand paintings and I sell photographic paintings painted with Corel Painter, and I love both of them. I love not smelling turpentine sometimes. That's really nice, but see what's happening with this beautiful hair. Right now I can only put the hair kind of where it already is, but in just a few minutes I have hair that is painted. I hope you can see that. I'm going over all of it, but I'm always following the flow of the hair when I'm using clone color. Well, I'm going to always follow the flow of the hair in any case. Now, in just those few minutes, I have painted hair. It's that easy. But now, do I want to leave it like that? No, I want to take it beyond what the photograph is and beyond what a simple blend will do. So my next step is take off clone color, and now I'm going to use my selector, see it show up with my Alt or Option key, and I'm going to select the brightest color that I can see in the hair, and that would be right there. Then I'm going to push that color lighter and brighter, and because I don't want it to look pink, I'm also going to push it a little bit more into the yellow. And then let's see what we can do. We're still using wet acrylic, and I want to just stroke in a few lights, and the more I push on my brush, the brighter it's going to be. I love an edge light, so I'll add a little bit of edge light over there, and I'm just going to hit a few of those curls, and then where I know the light pattern would be, still following the flow of the hair, a little bit over here. I could have warmed it up there, would have helped. But we'll work with what we have, and a little bit on the edge over here. Now I'm going to take it even lighter and brighter and push it a little bit more into the yellow. Again, that's to avoid pink. And anytime you add a little bit of yellow, you'll avoid the pink. And here, see what I did? I'm going right through the center of the highlight that I already created. Right through the center and along that edge. Look at, even if I don't blend it, and I may or I may not, even if I don't blend it, look what it's doing to that beautiful hair. We're making something into a painting that was a simple photograph. Now I can choose either to go to my wet acrylic and drop the saturation to 0 and blend that way, and that works, but it's a little slow for me. So I'm going to go to The blender is grainy water, but I have adapted that brush and I've turned it into a static bristle brush. Let me show you how that goes. Brush controls. Right here, if I go to brush controls, bring up general, look at what I have here. I can change anything that will work with this particular brush. I can change anything here to what I want it to look like. So I have changed the original grainy water brush from, I believe it's a circular brush, I've changed it to static bristle, which gives me the opportunity to change the hairs of the brush as well. And that's down here. See, I can change all of those controls with static bristle. Now, I'm going to use that brush. Let's see if it's too big. No, it'll be fine. I'm going to use that to make it really brushy. See how nice and easy that works. And the bigger your stroke, well, number one, the bigger your stroke, the quicker you're done. But when you make it too big, you're going to turn her into a marshmallow, and you really don't want to do that. On another tutorial, I'm going to show you how I would do a face. But you can see how lovely this will work for painting that hair. And now, if I want to change the shape, I can do it either with a blender, or I can come back with my wet acrylic or another acrylic brush or an oil painting brush if I want it to look more like an oil painting. Although, you know, I have never had a client ask me which brush I used. And I don't necessarily refer to them as, well, this is a watercolor, or I painted this with acrylics, or this is an oil painting. I don't have to do that. I don't have to. I sell paintings. So you can see what's happening here, and it's becoming a painting, very much a painting. Now, I love this side over here. I'm not nuts about this side. So now I can come back. Let's get rid of you. I can come back with my wet acrylic and add color to it. So I'm going to pick up a rich brown over here. That's pretty. Actually, she's a redhead, so we'll call it a rich red. And I'm going to paint with that, except it's not going to paint because I have to restore the default up here and make my saturation come back. Remember, I dropped the saturation to 0 to make it a blender. Now I want color in there. And I'm going to add color over there. That's much prettier. Add color over there. I can add it anywhere I want, and then blend it again if I choose to, or not if I don't choose to. Now, if I were doing a pastel or a charcoal or a watercolor, I would use different brushes, but this works for an oil painted look. Yeah, it works for any look you want to have, actually, but makes it look very, very painted. I truly hope you enjoyed this quick little lesson in painting hair in Painter 12. And before I go, I want to show you this. The navigator in Painter 12 is just simply amazing because I can go exactly where I want to go like that with my navigator, and I can make it zoom or come back to where it was. I can do anything I want with that navigator, so quick and easy. So once again, I hope you enjoy it and look for some more tutorials from me, Helen Yancy.